I just find it mind-blowing how many foam cannons are in the market, ranging from different price points and features. You got some that are decent and get the job done without the flash, some that are okay in today's standards but are crying out for a product refresh, and then you got some overhyped, expensive ones that are cheaply made and feel like a ripoff. However, there is one foam cannon in particular that does pretty much everything a detailer can ask and delivers on all categories, and that is the Griot's Garage Boss Foam Cannon. Spoiler alert, this is my go-to foam cannon and I have no plans on switching to another one. For the past year, I tested this product and gathered a lot of information to share with you guys, from my experiences to positive feedback and some minor criticisms. A lot of work and research was put into this video, so do me a solid by hitting that subscribe button to tag along in my detailing journey, and be sure to hit the bell icon to be notified for the next video. We're going to cover a lot in this review, so grab a couple of snacks, kick back, and enjoy the video. Before we get into the review, just a quick disclaimer. This product was not sent to me by anyone, nor am I influenced or paid to do this review. I purchased 2 Boss foam cannons with my own money from my preferred supplier, and everything I will mention in this review is 100% my own. With that said, let's get started with an unboxing to see what is included in the Griot's Garage Boss foam cannon. Up first is the product packaging. It is a medium-sized, sturdy box with lots of information as well as suggestions. In the front states that it creates thick, even suds, can use undiluted soap, which we will discuss later, and is made of high quality stainless steel that will, in their words, last you a lifetime. We will check on that. On the right side, there are some product suggestions from Griot's Garage that you can use the Boss foam cannon with. And on the left side, a quick summary on how you are able to use the auto mix metering tips to use undiluted soap in the foam cannon. Every detailing setup is different, and Griot's Garage does a great job explaining the instructions on how to set this up with your own rig. But if you have any questions, their direct contact information for their website and social media is on the box in case you have any questions. And this product was designed in the state of Washington and made in Taiwan. Finally, on the back there is a detailed photo on the product with tabs describing every feature that the Boss foam cannon includes, such as an internal and external stainless steel housing, dual leak-free vents, chemical resistant seals, stainless coupler and orifice, and a dual threaded inlet for using the included bottle or a standard threaded bottle. Now for the unboxing. The first item is a sealed bag including the instruction manual and foam cannon parts, which we will open in a minute, and then the foam cannon itself without the coupler installed. That is it. Very simple unboxing and straight to the point. I appreciate it is not over the top packaging and that the rest of the paperwork and parts are sealed in a protected plastic that needs to be cut open. Starting with the foam cannon, straight out of the box, there is a very unique feeling that you are holding a premium product, from the sturdy construction to the quality materials being used. Speaking of sturdy, everything here is either stainless steel or HDPE, and I can tell you with full certainty that this foam cannon is built like a tank. There is nothing flimsy or cheap here. From the bottle to the housing and even the stainless steel weighted ball, there are some nice finishes throughout, like an engraved Griot's Garage logo on the foam cannon head and an imprinted "The Boss" text on the angle adjuster. Underneath the foam cannon, there is a flexible tube with a steel ball that allows the product to be siphoned easily at various angles, and a dual-threaded base to use either the included canister or a standard threaded bottle as shown on the product box. This is a nice feature as you get to customize the bottle shape and size according to your detailing workflow and style. Now the housing. The fan adjuster and top water knob are solid with plenty of heavy-duty plastic textured designs for better grip when operating with wet, soapy hands. Inside the 1/4-inch inlet where a coupler would be is a pre-installed 1.25mm orifice that can easily be swapped out for a different one should your setup require it. The dual vents are located on top of the base, one on both sides, that take air in when operating and do not leak in case your foam cannon tips over. Try your best not to cover these vents when operating the foam cannon. Now for the items included in the sealed plastic bag. There is a paper including safety precautions and general instructions on how to set up your foam cannon with operation and chemical mixing guides, and 3 individually sealed bags containing the parts. The first bag is a 1/4-inch male stainless steel coupler with pre-installed pipe thread, so all you have to do is just screw it on, which is convenient. This is a premium grade stainless steel that will last a very long time with heavy usage, but if you need to replace it for whatever reason, the part number is on the bag that you can look up on Griot's Garage website. The second bag is a 1.1mm orifice that should only be used if you have a lower output pressure washer. I have a Krenzel 1322 TS set to 1500 psi at approximately 1.8 gallons per minute, so I do not need to use this orifice, but I will store it in the box just in case. The final bag are 3 different colored tips if you want to use the auto mix metering system in your foam cannon. It goes on the weighted ball, and the manual has clear instructions on which tip to choose based off your needs. I actually have a second configured Boss foam cannon with the purple metering tip installed with a smaller 8-ounce bottle so I can have a lightweight and high foaming experience. I will elaborate on this later in the video. Assembly is very simple. All you need is an appropriately sized wrench to torque down the 1/4 inch coupler. If you plan on using a different coupler not included in the box, just make sure to put thread tape to avoid any leaks. Also, make sure that you have the right orifice installed for your pressure washer setup. From there, just screw the coupler on as far as you can by hand and then really torque it down with the wrench, ensuring that no leaks will occur. That is pretty much it for the assembly. Now for the product demo. No detailing or anything, just a casual foam and rinse so you can see how the product performs. In the stock configuration, I diluted some high foaming soap at 1:9 ratio, so that is 1 part of product to 9 parts of water. The knob on top was set to high foaming output, no metering tips were used, and I am using spot-free water for this test. Pulling the trigger, we can clearly see that the foam output is fantastic, blanketing the whole vehicle in rich, frothy suds that does not dissipate quickly like some cheaply built foam cannons. The water mixture, pressure, and foam agitator are so incredibly well tuned that I think Griot's Garage found that perfect balance of high foam and long dwell time for a safe contact wash. I had used poorly built foam cannons where it would create a lot of foam on release, but it would dissipate just a few seconds after spraying, meaning that the tuning of the water, pressure, and the agitator are not well balanced. I would like to also note that there is no loud hissing sound when operating the foam cannon like in some poorly designed products. The foam spray is even, does not stutter, and I think your pressure washer would make much more noise than the Boss foam cannon. I personally had a blast using this foam cannon because the performance is consistent, the build is reliably durable, and has a ton of features of customizability that detailers can use for a great car washing experience. It doesn't really matter if you're detailing as a hobby on the weekends with only one car, or as a professional with multiple cars every day. The Griot's Garage Boss foam cannon has something both detailers can use that enhance the wash process and to be much more efficient. Now, speaking of efficiency, I personally do not like a lot of downtime in my detailing sessions. Like, I really don't like it. I don't like stopping mid-process for the small things, and I prefer my SOPs to be fluid and efficient. With that in mind, I configured my foam can to only use straight soap with the metering tip and switch to a smaller 8-ounce bottle. Before I get to the pros of this configuration, just look at that size difference compared to the stock canister and other similarly priced foam cannons. The footprint is significantly smaller in width, length, and height, which would be easier to store since it occupies less space. On top of that, it is incredibly light in the hand that even with just 2 fingers on the pressure washer gun, it is not that heavy and you can definitely one-hand this. By the way, if you want this exact bottle size, I will leave a link in the description down below for your convenience. Now the question everyone has, what are the pros to this configuration? Well, to start, it foams almost exactly the same as the traditional method as long as you use a soap that has high foaming properties to it. 3 pros come to mind. 1, it is lightweight, so you don't need both hands to operate this. 2, the smaller footprint makes it incredibly ergonomic when moving around the car. And 3, it takes forever to run out of soap in the canister. Here's a zoom up of me foaming the car without edits. As you can clearly see, the product was being siphoned slowly. It took a solid 40 entire seconds just to barely see a difference in the canister. In this 8-ounce bottle, I could probably foam this crossover like 20 times without refilling, and maybe some leftover to do a couple of pre-washes of some sort. I think this configuration would favor mostly detailing businesses because there is no downtime in refilling the foam cannon, and the foam output will be the same on every car for every foaming session. This is especially true if the business has multiple employees, so they don't have to tinker with the foam cannon nor dilutions and can just pick it up and get straight to work without having to dilute anything. And there you guys go, my showcasing of the Griot's Garage Boss foam cannon. And in this part of the video, we're going to be going over the 5 categories. I'm going to be giving it a score out of 10 points for every single category, summarizing it in the end, and then giving my own personal feedback on the things I really enjoyed about the product and some little things I would like to see some improvements on. So let's get started. So topic number 1 is ease of use, and I gotta say, out of the box, this is a really easy foam cannon to use. All of the instructions are included, all the little kits and pieces that come with the box. It's really easy to put it together. I really do appreciate that they put the 1/4-inch quick connect separate, so that way you can change the orifice according to your pressure washer setup. Now, another thing I would like to mention about ease of use, Griot's Garage did a pretty good job with the overall design. You can imagine if you're using the foam cannon, very likely you're washing the car, your hands are gonna get wet with some soapy solution as well. So there's a lot of texture all over. It has a really good design, so when your hands are wet, you have better control operating the foam cannon instead of having like a buttery finger mess going on. So yeah, Griot's Garage did a pretty good job with the design, so it makes it really easy to operate the foam cannon. So for ease of use, I have to give this an 8 out of 10. I had to subtract 2 points for a very minor reason. When you rotate the fan adjuster, but if you go too much in, for example, one direction, you can see how the fan adjuster rotates. Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to happen. It kind of gets annoying that when you adjust your fan, it just gets stuck like that. You can just rotate it back into place, which is no big deal. But for me, since I have a little bit of, OCD, I don't like that thing happening. So all you have to do is just get the repair kit, or you could, if you only want to fix that issue, you just disassemble this whole piece and just apply a little bit of thread lock so the whole housing right here doesn't rotate. That's just my own opinion. I don't like how this part rotates, because it just, I don't know, it gets a little annoying that eventually gets uneven, and because I have this OCD in my head, I want it perfectly straight. But yeah, that's the only reason I had to deduct 2 points. The foam cannon is really easy to operate. It has great functionality, all that stuff. It's just a little minor critique I have to give. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for the Griot's Garage Boss foam cannon in terms of ease of use. Topic number 2, versatility. And guys, as shown in the video, this is probably the most versatile foam cannon I have ever used, and it probably out of the entire detailing industry, because there's so much you can do with this foam cannon. For example, you can change the bottle, so you can choose either a bigger or smaller bottle. You have the ability to do that. You can add a metering tip, but because of that metering tip, it siphons the product so much slower. So pretty much you only get to fill this up once every, I don't know, 20 to 30 cars. Just those 2 features alone make it so much more versatile than any other foam cannon out there, especially these 2 that are priced very similarly to this one. Yeah, this is the most iconic foam cannon out there. Yeah, it's nice that it's clear so you can see your product. And yeah, it has that quick release on the bottle, but again, in terms of functionality, these 2 foam cannons, which again, I have to remind you guys, cost almost the same amount as a stock Griot's Garage Boss foam cannon, these 2 get dwarfed because of the functionality and versatility of this one. This is the much more superior option compared to these 2. I do appreciate that Griot's Garage adds so much versatility to this that I have to give it a 10 out of 10 on the score. Really just knocked the ball out of this one, and I really do think it is the most versatile foam cannon in the entire detailing industry, and that says a lot. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for versatility. And topic number 3, build quality. And yes, I'm keeping these foam cannons because, again, for the same reason, because these are so similarly priced, I have to compare them. The price you pay for the SV3 foam cannon is really steep and kind of disappointing, because in reality, paying for the flash and maybe just the quick release function, that's all you're paying for this foam cannon. Let's be real here. In terms of build quality, for a foam cannon that almost costs $100, I do think it's really disappointing that they use really cheap brass Chinese metals. It's just really disappointing. I mean, you could see that the quick release is just rusted to absolute hell, and that's really embarrassing considering a foam cannon that costs almost $100. And you could just look around, the whole entire finish is just not that great. It's oxidizing way too quickly. And it's just wild that a foam cannon that almost costs $100, almost the same price as the Boss foam cannon, oxidized a whole lot faster than this one. The bottle. We're gonna talk about the bottle for a second. The bottle itself, it's not a high quality plastic. The amount of flexing is just, like you can see, I'm just bending the absolute crap out of it. I've seen detailers show on social media or even on YouTube that if you fill this up all the way and you drop this cracks horribly. Again, disappointing coming from a foam cannon that costs almost $100. This is not a heavy duty plastic. Now, if I jump to the PF22 foam cannon, throughout the years, I mean, it's been a staple, you know, PF22. We all know what Velocity makes, and it's solid overall. But if we were to fast forward to the most recent foam cannon that they sold this adapter that you have to get a bottle, the adapter itself, and you apply this onto your stock foam cannon just so you can have the privilege of using a wide mouth and a quick release function on it. But here's the thing, this is a very cheap solution to a problem that honestly could have been fixed if they just made a brand new foam cannon entirely. This is really outdated design. I'm starting to notice the years on this thing. Now, for those that purchase this, you know what I'm talking about. That this thread, this quick release function, was so brutally tight that you have to, like, you know, really wear it out just so it can be easier to install and remove. But like this was a poorly executed design, if I'm being honest with you. And Velocity really needs to update this foam cannon because it's starting to feel outdated, and the competition is just, you know, getting more competitive, I would say. The Boss foam cannon takes the crown in build quality. This gets a 10 out of 10 on my scoring. There is stainless steel, from what I'm aware of, on everything that's metal here on this foam cannon. The plastics on this is a heavy duty plastic. Like, this is really strong plastic. I mean, got a little hammer right here just for demonstration purposes, and please don't do this to your foam cannon, but yikes. This is a really strong plastic, and you guys can see, yeah, I left some scrapes on it, but there's no dents. Like, this is not a dent. Like, I can rub my hand over this. There's no dents whatsoever. This is still intact, no flexing whatsoever. This is a really strong plastic, and man, this is gonna last a very long time. Really good foam cannon. It's solid, it's dense, it has nice weight to it. The plastics just feel right. It has nice texture, a nice finish. And then the stainless steel part of it, it's really well made. The ball head is also really nice. The tube is incredibly flexible. I mean, you're gonna pick up every solution that you put in your foam cannon. On top of the build quality, this whole entire foam cannon can be serviced. Name another foam cannon that lets you fix everything that's on here. And I have to keep saying it again, guys. This is priced similarly like the PF22 and the SV3 foam cannon. And yeah, they might offer some kits here and there, but you only get to change small things. The Boss foam cannon gives you an entire repair kit, which honestly, guys, you're probably never going to use it, if I can be real with you, if you take care of your foam cannon. But to think that they give you a full rebuild kit instead of you having to purchase another foam cannon, that's really good. So in terms of build quality, the Griot's Garage just takes the crown, man. A 10 out of 10, a perfect score. And honestly, you will not be disappointed. So yeah, 10 out of 10 in build quality for the Boss foam cannon. And topic number 4, performance. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is not the most foamiest foam cannon out there, but the performance is so consistent and even and reliable that I have to give it a 10 out of 10 in performance. Now, I know some people are going to argue, but the SV3 foam cannon from MJJC is the best foaming one, and I know a lot of influencers have overhyped the crap out of that foam can, but here's the thing, guys, and those foam cannons that, you know, foam a whole lot more than this one have the same exact issue. It's visual foam, but when you start agitating, it's not as slick. I don't know what's going on with the mechanism that they have for those foam cannons, but it's really inconsistent, uneven, and I wouldn't say it's that reliable. This one it performs incredibly well. I mean, you've seen it in the footage. It just has this really even foam, and on top, oh, speaking of even, When you move, or should I say rotate the fan adjuster, this does not behave like other cheaper foam cannons out there. This does not behave like when you widen the fan spread on this. It's not like those where it's very thin foam in the middle, but then like this jet, like these two jets of foam on the edges, like wow, that's a poorly designed foam cannon. This does not have that. If you widen it all the way, it's consistent and even foam. So yeah, guys, that's all I have to say for performance. A 10 out of 10 for the Boss foam cannon in terms of performance. And topic number 5, price value. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think we know who the winner is, but just for comparison, I am going to put the pricing. In terms of pricing, we're not going to argue, man. The functionality, the versatility, the build quality, the Boss foam cannon wins. And since they're all priced so similarly, why would you pick these two over this one? You know, can these foam cannons do this? Can you put straight soap in these? You get to pick the bottle. These two you can't. So in terms of price value, a 10 out of 10 for the Griot's Garage Boss foam cannon. And we don't need to discuss anymore because we already talked about all that stuff. And there you guys go, the Griot's Garage Boss foam cannon product review video. I had a really great experience with this, and guys, I just gotta hand it to them. They did a really great job with the design, the build quality, the versatility, and the value that you're getting out of this. Now, what is the score? What is the score, everyone asks? Well, I have to give the Griot's Garage Boss foam cannon a 9.6 out of 10. That is a near perfect score and the highest scoring product I've ever had on my channel, and that says a lot. This is my go-to foam cannon, and I don't plan on changing to another foam cannon out there unless they make minor improvements, what I mentioned, but overall, a really great product. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this product review, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on this video, and if you are interested on any other future videos like this, make sure to hit the bell icon so you're notified with every video from here on out. And in case you guys didn't know, I'm offering training here in my detailing shop for those that really want to take their detailing craft much more seriously. I do have a training program if you want to start your own detailing business, or you're just really enthusiastic about detailing as the concept. So click the link down below if you're interested about that. And that's going to be a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. You guys have a good time.